There it is. There it is, guys. My jump was like acting all weird for some reason. Sorry about that. Um, my roommate is gaming right now. Um, so mine streaming. The only downside is he's not streaming. I am. He don't stream. I do. Uh, I'm not gonna tell him to be quiet. I mean, it's not my place to. You know, he's living his life too. Who am I to tell somebody how to live? Right? It's not cool. It's not cool at all, man. I can tell people how they could live. Um, but that'd be their choice, right? So, guys, we're just gonna be playing some games today, I guess. I can't lie to y'all, I'm like really tired, and I was debating on even streaming. Um, I was lacking some motivation, so I guess I wasn't really in it. And part of me, I can't lie, part of me still ain't, and I really just, God told me this is what I need to do, man. You know, He's guided me. He showed me that this is what He wants me to do for Him, to use this platform to tell people about His true word, not all this false stuff that people be talking about nowadays. Not all the untrue words that are leaving people's mouths, the words that carry weight, not the words that carry truth, you know? And I'm just saying that, sorry, I just itch. um, I ain't hating on them, you know. I just wish they wouldn't do that, you know. But it's not their fault. They they don't truly know the Lord. They don't truly have the Spirit within them to be able to discern that, and that's why I would assume I'm here, maybe, out of all the reasons, is that, I know there's a lot of people out there that they think they know God, they think they have God, that they have the Spirit within them, and they don't. That's the truth. It is the truth. Um, because how I know that is because they'll say that, and then I'm sorry, guys. They'll go off and say that, and then they'll immediately go send up a storm, and then just repent, and then do it all over again. I'm not judging them. That's just not the way of a real Christian, you know. But I mean, it's not the way of a real Christian, and people need to know that. People need to know as a Christian how they should be acting. You know, as a Christian, you are supposed to act a certain way. You either are a Christian or you aren't Christian. There isn't, there's no in between. You're either all in with God or you don't want nothing to do with God. You can't be in the middle. Now I understand the people out there that are kind of, like they're seeking proof or a sign that says, "Hey, I'm, you know, God is real." And there are plenty of signs. Um, and that's one of those things that you have to seek out, not one of those things. And you got to really focus on it too. You can't just like assume. Like you got to seek it out. You have to put time into it and you'll see. And you have to be open to it. A lot of people aren't willing to. A lot of people, which I struggled with for a time, um, was thinking I was grown, thinking I was mature in my mind. And compared to a lot of people, I am, you know, but in a worldly sense, I may be mature, but in a sense of holiness and a sense of Christianity, I am like matureness is hard to achieve. Uh, Matureness as a Christian is achieved by it's achieved by learning, by being taught, and that's just one of the things that people look over. I mean, one thing that the Bible says is that you have to be like a child. It's to be like a child. You can't be like a grown man or a grown woman when it comes to serving God and living by Him. It's You have to be like a child because as a child, what do children do? You know, well, what does a parent do to their child? They teach. They teach their child the ways of life and how to do things. How to teach you manners, teach you um, just basic things. And a lot of the things that God will teach you is just basic things. And people, I guess, the way people are thinking nowadays is just like it's like you can't be taught by God. I guess that's kind of what I've seen, but you can, because I've been taught by God. My like ever since I gave my life to Him, ever since I chose to, get saved and give my life to Him, it's I wanted Him to teach me. It wasn't I want to serve you and just read the Bible and do as the Bible says, right? It's I want to learn from you. It's I wanna know your ways. I want to know you, you know, and that's what it's all about. It's not all about. I mean, it is. I'm not sitting here saying there's nothing to do with the Bible because there 100% is. But for so long, when I first like began giving my life to Him and getting saved and all that, I didn't start in the Bible. And even now to this day, which as a Christian, I do need to work on reading my Bible, right? But even today, like, I still don't ever really read my Bible, which, you know, I, I should. He speaks a lot through His Word, and His Word holds a lot of power, holds a lot of teachings that are very valuable that we need to know. But there's more. There's more He can teach you through Him. There's more that He can teach you through Him than what you just read from the Bible. You know, there's if you open a page in the Bible and you read it, like a lesson in the Bible, you'll read it, but you won't get it. And you may think you get it, but you don't. Because he has a way of teaching that the Bible can't, that the words themselves in the Bible can't give you. He can give you that. You can read it and you can learn from it, but he has to teach you it. And that's the biggest thing about that is that like people, everybody just thinks it's all about the Bible. And I mean, yes and no. But when I know somebody says it's all about the Bible, I also know that they probably don't know God. And that's not me speaking selfishly or judgmentally. It's it's truth, you know? And I wouldn't, I guess in a way I wouldn't assume that. Because because who knows? I mean, there might be someone like me that's dedicated their whole life, and well, I'm only 19, you know, and I got a whole life ahead of me, or who knows if I do, right? um, but I got a whole life ahead of me, and there could be somebody out there that did the same thing I'm doing, and they could be a whole lot more mature as a Christian than what I am, you know, and if they went up and told me like, yeah, it is all about the Bible, then I still have more to learn. I still have more to be taught. Um, which I do believe all of it is about the Bible. But at this, no, disregard that. My apologies. There's more than just the Bible. It is more than just the Bible. And that's what I want people to know. It is so much more than just the Bible because you can know Him, you can know God. I mean, because it states it in the scripture, you know. Uh, one, the sentence, the words He will say to you, if like in Revelation, um, if you never knew Him, right? It's depart from me, for I never knew you. Not depart from me, for I never knew your word, but depart from me, for I never knew you. Knowing Him, His word does play a part, but it's knowing as well as your relationship, you know? And it's such a thing that's looked over that it bothers me. It really does that it's looked straight over. And it's sad because a lot of people aren't going to know that it's all about knowing Him, seeking to know Him, and to build your relationship with Him. You know, the Bible is just cherry on top, man. The Bible is the book of life, the life here on earth, right? And basically, it's a guidance saying this is how you live heavenly on earth, right? And it also gives lessons, not just how to live, but also learning from mistakes that have been made. There's so much to it, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if y'all hear him. Um, I'm sorry about that, guys. But it's it is so much more than what people know. Like when I was home before I joined the military, if you don't know, I'm stationed somewhere right now. I'm away from it. And before I left, I had no. no idea the things I would learn. And I'm gonna be real, a lot of the things I learned them through mistakes. We're gonna make mistakes. We're not perfect. One thing I live by is um, seeking to live to perfection, even though it's seeking to live to perfection, knowing that I'll never reach it because we're not perfect. We aren't. We're gonna make mistakes. But actually, the crazy thing is, we are perfect in God's eyes. We are cleansed. We're cleansed by the blood of His Son, Jesus, and um, but we're not perfect. There's a different meaning behind that. In His eyes, we are perfect because we are cleansed, right? So that makes us perfect in His eyes. Which, in that sense, we are perfect. But the way I'm meaning it is like we aren't not gonna make mistakes. We are gonna make mistakes, and there's no avoiding that. We're gonna make mistakes every day. Um, I do believe, no doubt, that you can have days that you don't make one single mistake. I think that is possible. No doubt, I think it's possible because anything's possible through God. I think through Him and through His teachings, and if knowing Him well enough and dedicating your life well enough to Him, that it is no doubt 100% possible to do that. I have no doubt. Um, and truly, I believe it's possible for everybody, but you got to be willing to do it. And being willing to do it is a lot of sacrifice. I left everybody I knew, everybody I knew back home to do this. And for so long, I thought I was leaving, or I was leaving for what I thought was my purpose. But turns out he was leading me to somewhere that will help me achieve my purpose. Sorry, guys. And it is how he works is so mysterious, but it's so perfect. It's just look back on your life, all the things you've been through, and how perfectly everything has been placed. Why is that there? And then this happened shortly after. Why blah 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 this, right? Why is this here? And then that happened. Why was it timed so perfectly? There is a reason why. A lot of people just don't want to believe that. But I also feel like a lot of people don't want to, like, don't even think about that. Um, Truly, I don't think a lot of people think about that. I feel like, I mean, look at the world right now, and look how the world has been for so long. It's just, it's that so many distractions are around us, so many, and it's saddening because that's the work of the evil, and the distractions work very well. Like, for example, I'm out here talking about God, trying to spread some word right now, you know, hoping that the one person watching right now, I don't know who you are, but I love you, man, or woman. I love you, and I hope that what I say is a little different compared to what you've heard, because what I say is true. I know it because I've been taught it. Look at everybody right now. I got the big army parade. You know how many people went to that? I didn't. There's so many opportunities I got to go out and do things, great things, and I don't, because I stay back and, well, now I have this to do, but also I'd spend time with God, and I'd give my time to Him. It it's sacrifice, it really is. And a lot of people think that if you do that, like if you convert to Christianity and they give their life to God, um, that it's like there'll be their rules, like people like not following rules, people like um, and yeah, there are rules, but you're not binded by the rules. It's the willingness to seek it, the willingness to want it. It's a discipline, and that's what people don't understand. Um, but that's also a big thing with people is that they don't want to they don't want to listen, I guess. No, that's not the correct. Sorry. Um, it's they don't they don't want to leave that life behind because it feels so good. And I know it feels good because I've lived a life like that. I know it feels good. I know it feels good, man. It's a wonderful feeling, but it destroys you. It leads you so far away, and it clouds your mind and your judgment, and living a life of sin. That's the reason of it, right? Sin feels good. Not all sin's gonna feel good, right? There are sins out there that ain't gonna feel good. But sin is supposed to make you feel good majority of the time. Nowadays, a lot of the sin that we are surrounded with is for enjoyment purposes, for pleasure, for so many things that are addicting or just desirable. Um, like for example, how women dress. You know, I know as a man, if I walk down the street and I see a woman with her cleavage out, well, as a man of God, I'm not attracted by that at all. I'm disgusted. Um, it just, I wouldn't, yeah, I guess I am kind of disgusted with that. It brings kind of some disappointment and some sadness to me when I see that. Because but I don't judge them for it. I'm not going to sit there and I'm going to tell them, like, what are you doing? Now, if they're Christian, if they say that they're Christian, and I ask them that, and they're wearing some junk like that, then I'm gonna ask, like, why you wearing that? You Christian. But it's one of those topics that it's very sensitive nowadays. Um, a lot of people ain't ready to hear that. but it's the truth. You got to be willing to give your life to God. Like, did have you realized, right? I don't know if any of y'all know that woman that she was an OnlyFans model and she gave her life to God and she quit it and she changed her life around. A lot of people judge her and Christians judge her. I have seen videos of straight up Christians judging her, and I'm just like, man, wow, you're judging a woman who's lived a life of sin and just gave her life to the Lord. Why are you doing that? And it saddens me, man. I'm proud of that woman for giving her life to God and leaving that life behind. That's a wonderful thing. And if she like truly sought him out and or is seeking him out and getting to know him, she's going to be in heaven. She's going to know God. Versus all these other Christians that are judging her for what she did or judging her based off of her past and what's all over the internet. You know, that tells me that they don't truly know God. But of course, people can make mistakes. That's where things get tricky. That's where things get really tricky. Because a person can know God, but still make mistakes. I know God, and I do make my fair share of mistakes. Um, Everybody struggles with something different. One thing that's harder for you might be easier for somebody else. For example, a lot of people struggle with holding their tongue. Um, there have been times I've struggled with holding my tongue. There have been times where it's been a lot easier, you know. But what helps with that is seeing it from his perspective, from God's perspective. Not viewing it from our eyes, but from his eyes. Sit back, or step back more like, and look at it from the bigger picture, from his picture. You know, if somebody's like yelling at you, right? If somebody is yelling at you, screaming at you, and it's starting to anger you, step back and think about it this way. If you yell back, you're no better, right? We're all no better than everybody else, right? We're all no better than that. But if you step back and you take a minute to look at the person that's yelling at you, you're going to sit there and you're going to realize, holy crap, they're struggling with that. You know? They got something that they're struggling with right now. That it may come easier to me, but they're struggling with it. They're yelling at me. They succumb to that anger. When all they need to do is step back and think about God. Me and my lady, we've past few nights that we've prayed over the phone. Um, in our prayers, we have both. Well, I have integrated into our prayers that every problem that we face every day, that instead of focusing on that problem and looking into that problem, that we look into God. Because that's what our problems are meant for. Our problems aren't meant to tear us down. They can tear us down, no doubt. It's happened many a times to me. But our problems, they're not there to tear us down. Our problems are there to push us to seek God in the midst of those problems. When you're angry, when you're sad, when you're upset, when something terrible happens in your life, who's gonna help you cope with that? Who's gonna help you see from a better perspective, a greater perspective? Who's gonna make you just feel better? God. And I found out about myself. I may just suck at it. I don't know. But I found out about myself. I ain't too good at dealing with problems. God is way better than me at handling problems. I really ain't too good at handling them. Usually, when I handle them myself, I handle them in a worldly way. You know, there's ways to handle things about the world, but there's also ways to handle them in a manner of God, right? We're made in His image. We are made in His image. We can do it. We can make decisions like Him. That's not what He wants us to do, though. He wants us to seek Him, find Him for those answers. He'll guide us. He will guide us into those answers. I can't tell you how many times I have prayed over something, over a problem, and sometimes, look, I'm gonna be real. Almost all the time, it's a very quick answer. A lot of times, for me at least, it's a quick answer, and sometimes I don't even be asking nothing, and then He just tell me stuff. Um, and you'll know if it's Him talking to you or not. Your spirit will, this if your spirit within you, you'll know if it's Him. 100% you'll know. Um, but just I prayed about it, and almost immediately He would just give me that answer. He'd tell me how, or He'd tell me be patient, and it's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. I'm not gonna tell you this junk's easy. Giving your life to God, it is not easy giving your life to God. Right? It's easy to give your life to Him, right? It's easy to get saved and get to know Him, but there's a lot of trials. It's not easy. I'm not gonna tell you it is. It's hard, but you got to be willing to. You got to be willing to sacrifice your life here on earth to live that eternal life in heaven with God. You know, if I gotta wait 100 more years, I'ma still be trucking it. I'm gonna do it. It's a crazy thing, but you gotta. It's a lot of information too. You know, it's a whole lot of information. A lot of things that people don't know. Oh, my lady text. Whoopsies, guys. I'm cooked. Okay, yeah, guys. But I genuinely love everybody. At least I try to. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes it can be hard to sit back and tell yourself to love a certain person. Um, there's a lot of people out there, but like I said, you just you got to look at it from his perspective. They're lost. They're lost just as much as the rest of us, and there's nothing wrong with that. All they need is a little guidance, but they got to be willing to follow that guidance. Some people got to be willing to even hear the guidance. You know, it's a hard thing to do. It really is. It is a hard thing to chase, to work towards. Like I'm just so tired every day. But when I talk to God, things just get better. Helps me take a minute to relax, you know, and see it from a better view. Majority of the time, when I'm in the midst of a problem, I find myself asking for patience. That's all it is. Keep your patience, and he'll come through. But you gotta trust him. You gotta trust him. You got to. Man, I sure do love talking about God. Sorry, I'm pulling up my stream. I just never even pulled it up. I just been so props to the one who's been sitting here watching the whole time. I don't know who you are, who it is, but I'm glad you're here. I really am glad you're here. And if you found what I've been speaking on valuable, it could be one of my homies. It could be my boy Chris Aretha right now. I don't even know. But if you found what I've been saying useful, valuable, and something different, something that's not like everybody else, tell your friends. Because I'm just trying to help people truly follow God. I'm just trying to help people truly find God, get to know Him. And if you want your friends to as well, maybe the Lord can speak through me. May His will be done. And if it is His will, I'll carry it out, no doubt. I'll try my best to. Got one of the best Gatorades on the planet right here. Pretty good stuff. I hope you've had a wonderful day and continue to have one. And if it's been a rough day, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've had a kind of a long day myself. I've been up since like 4 this morning. um, but that's okay. We all have those days. We all have those days, but they're good for us. Because at the end of the day, where are you gonna end up? You're gonna end up sleeping. Majority of the time, you're gonna end up sleeping peacefully in your bed, and man, it'll be quiet. I always look forward to that. Either a shower Cause I know that shower, you can find some peace. Uh, Go on outside, chill out somewhere on like a bench. Go out your front porch. Go out in your yard. Go for a little walk on the street. You know, I've done that. I've done those things plenty of times. And just go outside. For me, going outside and, you know, walking or chilling out, it helps me connect with him better. It does. Um, sometimes I it really, sometimes I'll be connecting really good with him in my bed. You know, just talking, having a great time. That's usually when I'm like about to go to bed and I'll read my devotional and stuff. Um, Another thing he can speak through devotionals. He can really speak through those. I tell you what, he does to me a lot. Um, it really can be anything though. Sometimes I pray about something. I'll hop on YouTube and the title and thumbnail of a video is my answer. It's super cool. It's super cool. It really is. Um, Truly though, I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. It's so awesome that you're able to hear me. I hope this meant something to you. Here in a minute, finally, after almost going on an hour, looks like the viewers went down. I think it's just me now. That's okay. At least they were here for the good stuff. For the good stuff. Um, I am very tired. How's your day? Has it been good? Alright, guys, let's do it. I don't know what to play. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't know what to play. Um, could play Battlefield. It's fun. I love playing Battlefield. But I'm kinda in a chill mood. I got Minecraft downloaded. I'm kinda in a chill mood. Just trying to chill, lay back and rest. Uh, that might be the move. Yeah. Uh, I don't know. Stranded Deep could go survive. Um, I need to download some new stuff, dude. I really do. I would hop on the PC and play PC games, but like I don't really know keyboard and mouse too well. I can't lie on that one. I just don't really know keyboard and mouse too well. So that's why we ain't doing that. Um, I mean, I guess we could play War Thunder. That's a possibility, huh? Could do that. Destiny 2, Dying Light's a fire game. Um, Helldivers 2 is a great game. I actually might play that. I can't lie to you, I might play that jump. I can just connect my controller to it. Could play some Skyrim. I could do that. Skyrim on the PC. Minecraft PC, Universe Sandbox. I forgot I had that. Could play that. I think that's a horror game that I never even played. I could play it. Observation. Never played that jump. Hold on, I'm a fart. Dang. It's a pretty good bit right there. Can't lie. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna do something on the PC today. So we're gonna roll to the desktop real quick. You got the desktop going. Um, Sick. We're gonna hop on Steam. Can y'all see that? Yes, y'all can. Okay. Just making sure. What we got in the library? I have a lot of games downloaded. Like a lot of games bought. That I'm gonna be real. I've bought a lot of games that I ain't ever played. um, what can we do? Get Battlefield 2042 on here. What do we got? What do we got? Uh, Dark Souls 3, does have they? I don't have it on my PS5. I remember. I'm gonna delete this. I didn't really get into this game too much. I really couldn't get into it. It's cool as if like it's a good concept. I love the concept of it, but uh, if I like I don't know, I'd lean more towards like No Man's Sky probably. No Man's Sky is pretty sick. Dying Light. I'm actually excited. We are gonna play Dying Light the Beast when that junk comes out. I'm 100% streaming that. Um, I can't wait for that. August 22nd, 2025. Sounds good, dude. Sounds good. And you guys ain't gotta worry when that GTA 6 drop. I'm in there. Um, Warframe, War Thunder. Could play War Thunder. All I gotta do is hit an update. Uh, what we got? Rounds. I played that with my brother. I like it. It's actually pretty fun. Pretty interesting little game. Overwatch, pretty decent. Women's Human, I never got into that. Observation. So I'm actually kind of curious about that game. I never really, I never played it. I wonder how much this update is. Let's check it. How much is the update, Sonny? If it's a crazy one, probably not. Reserving space. Okay, update. Oh, it don't look like it's moving. It's too. Yeah, that's gonna take a minute. Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait on it. Um, let's look at the things we could play right now as we speak. Destiny, could play that. Probably Adventure Quest, dude. I used to, yeah, this is OG. OG is crap. Um, could play Skyrim, GTA, Need for Speed. I don't know. I might do. Hmm, know. You guys, I have no idea. Let's see what we got. I have the forest downloaded. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just really tired. And, like, when I'm really tired, it's hard for me to, uh, like, play games. Like, I don't know. I've been watching movies. I mean, I could do that. I'm not going to though, because it's streaming on YouTube, and they'll cook me for that. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Um, Battlefield 2042 might be the move, or Elden Ring, or Minecraft. Could play Minecraft. It's always an option. I might, I might do that. Hmm. I don't know. Mm-mm. Nah, I'm really in a debate here, guys. Genuinely, I'm in a debate here. Battlefield. I think my mind's going more towards Battlefield. Sorry, my lady texts me, guys. we should. We should. I'm tired. Well, I was trying to get the homies on like a good minute ago, but they didn't. And that's the Gatorade gone. What's a game I could get good clips on? I don't know. Maybe I can always get good clips on GTA. I'm just gonna be real, guys. Like, I just don't got energy. I feel like the reactions I'd be giving, like the reactions would be just bland or fake, and I don't want to do that. That's not the type of guy I am. I just keep it real. I might just keep it at that, low key. It's been a good hour. I talked a lot. Yeah, I might just put it there and keep it there. I ain't always got a game. It's what I need to get out of my head. I don't always got a game. For the one that did tune in, and for those that'll watch this on YouTube, I hope you heard what I said. Giving your life to God is hard. It's easy to give your life to make the commitment, but it's hard to keep it. I guess it's okay. Let me word that differently. It is. It's very. Dang man, I'm just having brain farts. Living for God is hard. It's very hard. But you have to be willing to do it. You can't be half in, half out. You got to be all in or all out. There's no in between. That's just how it works. And if you have questions, ask. Ask God and he'll tell you. You got to trust it. Trust him. Um he'll give you answers. He'll talk to you. You have to seek him. You got to get to know him. How else are you going to get to know him if you don't ask questions, right? Um, just go talk to him like we're talking, like I'm talking to you. I mean, I'm talking to a camera, but that makes it even more real with what I'm saying. It means even though I don't see nobody right here in front of me, I'm still talking because I know that somebody's going to listen. That's what I mean. Get out there and talk to God. He is listening and he will answer, but you have to trust him. I love y'all and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Thank you for tuning in. I'm tired. Peace out, y'all.